Okay, so who should get most credit for what went on last night?
Me?
Should it be the players?
Me?
Yeah. Should it be
Me?
Should it be the coaches?
Us?
Or should it be the whole event that might have motivated them, that might have given them an extra shot of adrenaline? The introduction of the '97 team, the Pat Bowlen Ring of Fame honor. What gets the most credit for what went on last night?
Well, I would say, and you won't like this, and I don't like answering this because I work on a show where you have to give an answer. We had a guy, J.A. Donde, who I have great respect for, is buy or sell. He bought, then he sold, he bought. I said, what are you, renting, leasing? What are you doing here? The Des Bryant story, which we'll get to at some point, he was buying it, then he was selling parts of it and selling. No. So my answer, truthful answer would be a lot of different people. I mean, I would start with maybe Joe Ellis. I don't know who came up with the date for the Pat Bowlen, who came up for it. Why put Pat Bowlen in this year? So somebody did that. Well,
I was talking to Sal Palantonio last night, name drop, sorry, and he said to me in the post-game news conference, we were sitting together, he said, why did it take so long to put Pat Bowlen in the Ring of Fame? And my answer was, because Pat really doesn't look at himself that way. He didn't really want to go in, but now they decided because he's in the health he's in.
Because he doesn't know that they put him in.
Well, that's one reason.
Know they put him in. I mean, let's be frank about it.
Yeah, well, all right, let's be frank. They want to put him in
while he's still alive.
While he's still alive.
So the family made the decision, and Joe Ellis and John Elway. I mean, that's who. So I would say that picking that, when you saw that on the schedule, I mean, then I'll get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
But when they saw Green Bay on the schedule, that was a pretty smart move to say, ooh, let's tie in the bringing back the other team and let's honor Pat that night and all that stuff. I would guess that was a Joe Ellis, John Elway.
Sure.
I can't think of anybody else.
Mac Freeman runs the stadium.
No.
Runs the business side of the operation.
Yeah,
well, he
I don't
does.
think so. I think it was Joe and John decided that. So that was a smart move because that made it bigger than life, really.
Yeah.
I think Gary Kubiak, to answer your question, I think Kubiak sat down, and I know more than I'm letting on because I'm not allowed to, like you are with sources, but I talked to people that Gary Kubiak and his offensive staff, Dennison, Knapp, Peyton was kind of gone off to Tennessee last weekend. They decided we're going to take out, I can't use the word I would use, they took out
the caca. The caca from the playbook.
They simplified the offense. They made a decision to throw more in the middle of the field so that Peyton wasn't having to throw outside the lines.
Which is where his one interception came, by the way.
That's where he's had problems all year. That I told you on Friday, I thought they were going to move the tight ends around. They were going to, the one thing that I don't think they did, Gordon, the tight end they bring back and forth, they didn't really use him very much.
Not a lot.
I saw him once.
They split out Owen Daniels a lot and kept Virgil Green in at the
I told you they were going to put, they were using, and it wasn't quite as much as I was suspecting, but it was working so well. I think they wanted to put Owen Daniels in motion. They wanted to put him outside. They wanted to use him more like an H-back, put him in place.
They showed multiple formations all night long, kept Green Bay off balance.
Gary Kubiak figured out what you and I have been talking about, and not to, but I think he figured out, independently of us, that I've got to just do the plays that Peyton, my offense. I think Gary Kubiak and Dennison concentrated on the running game, and Greg Knapp and Kubiak said, okay, pick out the plays he does best. I was told that they did a really great job of self-scouting, and they said, these plays work 5% of the time, these plays work 25% of the time, this play works 40% of the time. The drag routes, the dig routes, the level routes, Those are working 67% of the time. They put a manual more in the slot. You saw that. You've been recommending it. You and Mark Kisler both recommended it. They put Norwood on the inactive list. So he wasn't. Latimer, they spotted in. He caught one pass, I think.
Yeah, Fowler they spotted.
Fowler they spotted in right spots. He still didn't have, his Peyton's third receiver became the tight end.
Right.
And Emmanuel was sort of used as a decoy. He dragged the second. But we got to say let's talk about the Packers. John Elway Chevrolet on South Broadway is Chevrolet's best dealership in Colorado. We'll be back.
When you go to buy a car, what do you really want? You probably want a lot of cars to choose from. And you want the dealership's best price. Not some starting price or target price, the best price. And you want it immediately, not after hours of negotiating. And you want a salesperson who doesn't get paid more if you spend more. Because, well, you don't want to spend more. Well, you're in luck. John Elway wants all of those things too. Better yet, John Elway wants you to have all of those things too. Come see us or click on johnelwaychevrolet.com.